Stop for a second. There's something in the news you haven't read. There's a girl in Iran who is dead for wearing something on her head. Wrong, this is Mahsa song. How can I assist if I don't throw a fist? Well, you make some noise. Tell your girls and boys and be our voice.
Hundreds of Iranians risking their lives to protest the country's ultra-conservative dress code for women and much more. They were sparked by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini while she was in the custody of Iran's notorious morality police. She was detained for the crime of showing her hair in public. In a brave show of defiance, women in Iran's capital of Tehran are now removing their state-mandated hijabs.
The scope of these protests, John, are rare, but also unprecedented in their feminist nature, where you're seeing women at the forefront of these protests, leading these protests, taking to the streets, removing their headscarves, setting up bonfires, burning their headscarves, chanting death to the dictator in reference to the supreme leader.
Yeah, women in Iran. Women in Iran who all have stories of being detained or harassed by the morality police are fighting back, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Think about it. You're going to have a bunch of random people walking around Iran telling women what to do with their own bodies? Huh? In America, you have to be on the Supreme Court to do that. And what the women of Iran are doing is inspiring people all over the world. I mean, you saw them. They're chanting death to the dictator in front of the dictator's troops. That is the definition of bravery, like actual bravery. Real bravery.
What's actually going on in Iran now, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And what's going on is this. There's a short film here of people burning posters.
I'm cutting my hair because many of my sisters in Iran,
and young women and young men cutting their hair off in protest at what's going on there.
And I don't want to follow this.
And what's going on there is that there are huge protests, as we know, and I responded to this a few days ago. When I responded, I was in San Francisco, and I sent a little video complaining to the Ayatollahs about the murder of this lady. Last night we did a gig in San Francisco, and right in front of me when I was singing on one side of the stage was a young woman, and she was holding this up. Well, we all know who this young woman is. This is the young woman who was beaten to death by the religious police in Tehran about 10 days ago now. Mahsa Amini. So she has become a symbol. Her death is the reason that there are demonstrations going on in Tehran right now, which I support and which everybody should be supporting. They have a weird political system in Iran. And I don't want to knock the whole country because you can't tar them all with the same brush. But the idea of one religious leader deciding absolutely everything is pretty old-fashioned these days. I'm glad the young woman brought this to my show last night. There was a group of 5 or 6 young Iranian people in the front row. So there you are, girl. Yes, we do support you, and we do support all those young people who are protesting in Tehran. They need to listen to the voices of these people. You cannot tell people how to dress anymore. This is now the 21st century. We are not living in the 11th or 12th century. People have to be allowed their voice and allowed their freedom. And so, Mahsa Amini, we will never forget you. We haven't forgotten Neda Aga Sultan, and we will never forget Mahsa either. That's all I have to say this sad Sunday morning.
week in the country of Iran, a young girl called Mahsa Amini was murdered for wearing her hair outside of her hijab. And I am not going to stand here and question someone's religion, but I am going to fucking fight for expression. I am going to fight for freedom.
از خون جوانان وطن لاله
I used to live like I was under attack, dodging arrows from my past. I had no hope for tomorrow. Felt so much pressure, yes, I thought I would crack, but now there's no looking back. I'm moving forward cause I know I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, can't shoot me down, yeah. I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, gonna shoot me down, 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 now. Because of you, because of you, and now I'm bulletproof. Because of you, because of you, you love me away. Now I'm not afraid, no matter what the world may say or what they do. I am bulletproof. Because of you, because of you, you. I know you got this whole thing under control. My soul is untouchable because you've already won me. My victory is not in this flesh and bone, it's in the cross, and I know nobody's taking it from me. I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, can't shoot me down, yeah. I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, gonna shoot me down, 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 now I'm bulletproof. Because of you, because of you, and now I'm bulletproof. Because of you, because of you, you love me away. Now I'm not afraid, no matter what the world may say or what they do. I am bulletproof. Because of you,
When I was leaving Iran to come to Canada, I gave my mom the scarf I was wearing to get out of the country in Turkey so she would return it to Iran, because I knew I would never want to wear it again, because it was never my choice. And when it's not your choice, it's humiliating and it's against the most basic human rights. But I was too afraid to dress the way I wanted inside Iran. I was afraid of being prosecuted. But these days, the brave Iranian women and men inside Iran are fighting for freedom. The protests were fueled by the death of a 22-year-old woman named Mahsa Amini, who was killed by the morality police for what they call improper hijab. The internet connections inside Iran are very unstable and they might shut them down completely at any moment. So all I'm asking is for you to be our voice, to share the news and use our hashtags, because this gives us hope that this time it might be different.
This message goes out to my non-Iranian friends. I'm here today to speak about what is happening in the beautiful country of Iran as we speak. But before I do that, I want to tell you a quick story. Before 1979, Iran was ran by great leadership. Its people had freedom, hope. The country was respected by others. Its rich culture was admired and inspired by others. The Persian Empire was the greatest of all. It was known for its innovations in science, mathematics, poetry, literature. But after 1979, the Islamic Republic regime took over and forced its ideology, propaganda, and dictatorship upon its people, and slaughtered and murdered and stole from its innocent people. The country is now known for being the biggest sponsor of terrorism. The country is now hated by every single country because of its horrible government. But they are the biggest terrorists for its own people. They kill millions of people. What is happening right now is devastating to watch. Biggest protest for basic human rights in Iran against the government is happening as we speak. We've seen videos of people getting murdered and slaughtered on the streets, innocent people. The government just shut down the internet, the access to WhatsApp and Instagram. And last time they did this in 2019, they slaughtered over 1,500 lives. They're asking how we can help the Iranian people as outsiders. We can help by simply sharing and becoming their voice.